cutty but nutty. I put my knife down. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I put my knife down. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I put my knife on. They don't call me cutty. I get nutty. I get my knife on. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I get my knife down. They don't call me cutty. I get nutty. I put my knife on. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I get my knife down. All day and all night long. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I put my knife down. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I put my knife down. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I put my knife on. They don't call me cutty. I get nutty. I put my knife on. They don't call me cutty but nutty. I get my knife down. They don't call me cutty. I get nutty. I put my knife on. What up? I'm back, y'all, with the second half of Episode 8 of the podcast show, the CUTTACATION-THE podcast show. Y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button, share with your friends and family also, and you can leave comments at the bottom to give me your take on whatever I'm talking about. Once again, it's CUTTACATION-THE podcast show. It's your boy Cutty Slim, and I left off on the first half giving out a shout out and big ups to my peers that are doing the same thing I'm doing as far as like the Takeover TV. They on the road with their podcast, and I love what those guys are doing. They have reached 1,000 subscribers, but I said it already. Let's get to the nitty gritty on some new shit right now. I was introduced to someone, not physically introduced, but I got the word about a certain person, and I've been keeping up with them over the past week, and I'm glad I've discovered this person. And this person, her name is Angela Stanton, by way of Atlanta, Georgia. I think she's born and raised there. She's running for Congress, and Angela Stanton is a lady that I think she was granted to run for Congress through Donald Trump. She's a Trump supporter, or I guess whatever the case may be. She was in prison. She was locked up. I think she had her first child when she was in prison or something like that. And since she's been out, she's been on a road of progression. She has some good, valid points that are, well, she has a lot of facts to bring to the table. And I was introduced to her name listening to the Star Report. Shout out to Star. You know, Troy Teran, he's a guy that I look up to in this league that we play in. And he's OG to this shit. And I follow his rules and I follow his blueprint a little bit, as we should. Like rappers follow other rappers' blueprint in some kind of way. I follow Star and Vlad. I follow when Tax Stone was in effect with tax season, I follow his little deal. But let's get to the point of Angela Stanton. I was listening to Star Report, and he said how she ripped the Breakfast Club off and how she ripped them out or whatever, how she did it. Now, me being a person that I used to watch the Breakfast Club faithfully every day. I think when I came home 2012, and I was living with someone, and I used to be in my room playing a video game or whatever, and in the other room I hear my homeboy Lex. Shout out to Lex, man, from Chicago. We were living together, and I used to hear him listening to this little radio show. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like the morning show or some type of radio station that comes on in Dallas, where we live at. By the way, y'all, it's about to storm like a motherfucker outside. And I used to hear him play this show, and I used to listen to the content through the other room, and I'm like, I like this show, so I had to go in there and check him out and see what he was listening to, and he said it's the Breakfast Club. And when I seen, I was familiar with DJ Envy because I knew him through Fabulous and all those times when he was with, what, is it Full Circle? I don't know, but with DJ Clue's clique. And I never followed anything else he did. I just knew he made mixtapes and he was part of that crew. And I was aware of him, which made me pretty much watch the show. Then I seen this black bald headed street guy, Charlamagne the God, that really just made me glued to the situation. And I'm like, damn, I like this show. Then you have pretty ass Angela Yee, beautiful lady, sexy voice. I started watching that, and I watched how these guys was interviewing these rappers or up and coming rappers or comedians or whoever. They was giving love to the people that deserved it or on the rise. Also, they were showing love to the old heads in the game. The point I'm making, though, before I get to it, Breakfast Club, The Breakfast Club, stick to interviewing hip hop artists, celebrities, and comedians, anybody that's entertainers. Get away from the interviewing politicians. You hear that in the background, it's storming like a bitch. It's raining outside, I knew it was coming. I don't know if that's gonna affect the audio, but oh well. I'm gonna try to speak loud and clearly, that way you can understand the content. Uh-oh. And this is the podcast show, this CUTTACATION-THE Kickback podcast. So like I said, you might hear anything, you might hear anybody in the background, which is cool because sometimes they give me content to add to the link. So, the Breakfast Club. Like I said, they need to stick to interviewing rappers and comedians and other celebrities, because it was good to watch them. But they invited Angela Stanton on the show this past week, and I must say she ripped the hell out of their ass. She had all the facts laid out to them. There was no ifs, ands, or buts on what she was saying. She spoke very clearly and intellectual about what she was saying. You knew she had her shit together, and they tried to contest with everything she said, and it made them look like fools. Now, keep in mind, they was already exposed to. I started feeling on the downside toward the Breakfast Club when they had Little Mama on there, and Charlamagne destroyed that little girl, man. Made her feel bad, made her cry. It's like they pick who they want to wound. They pick who they want to. What's up, Nick? I'm doing my podcast show, man. It's the Kickback Podcast Show. You can talk in the background. That's why it's called the Kickback Podcast Show.
Word.
Yeah, that's my boy Nick right there, y'all.
Yo.
He might want to ask me a question if he listens to the conversation down the line. This is the second half of the podcast show. Like I said, it's storming like a motherfucker outside, which I love the rain. I've been craving for rain for like the last 2 weeks. I'm a guy, I think I should move to Seattle. Let me slow down, y'all, because I'm starting to go everywhere. Okay. When he interviewed Lil Mama, this is when I started kind of like, started seeing the bullshit, bozo shit about the Breakfast Club, is how they handled her. And then when Benny Siegel came on the show, after his little incident he had with somebody in Philadelphia, where he got snuffed or he got, sucker punched, they thought they was going to come on there and try to, they thought they were going to try to handle this G. And he wasn't for it. At the same time, the Onyx, Fred Joe Star wasn't with that bullshit. He had to check Charlamagne. You see how he handled that shit? Another one, very monumental. When Birdman came on the show, Birdman wasn't tolerating that shit. He came in already, head first with the shit already. That started showing me the different side of Breakfast Club. And when Charlamagne came out with that book and his road to progression, he started changing up. His face got lighter, skin got smoother. Nothing wrong with grooming yourself, making yourself look better for TV. But as your look changed, you change as a person. You still give out a little bit of petty shit to the crowd, but you pick on who you want to pick on. And that's when I noticed the bullshit, because when 6ix9ine came, the guy you've been talking shit about for throughout the months when he was on fire, you didn't really have that much energy toward him because his crew was sitting over there. But like I said, y'all pick who y'all want to fuck with. That was your time. You should have treated 6ix9ine the way you did Little Mama. That little girl that you had on your show, you should have had that energy toward 6ix9ine, Fred Joe Star, and Benny Siegel that came on the show, and plus Birdman. I think, what's her name, Monique, she came on the show, but she embarrassed herself, because I will side with Charlamagne and them on that. And Charlamagne does a good job of holding back on stuff that he doesn't want to get himself involved in, because he picks his fights the right way. And like I said before, shout out to DJ Envy. I never had a bad thought about him, or I had only one time, like I said, when he went off on the Bodega Brothers about some shit that had something to do with him and his wife, when he know they comedians and they were just having improv on their show. But Angela Yee, she's the most hypocritical motherfucker that you could ever see on fucking radio or on YouTube. Because the same shit she talks about on her fucking lip service podcast with her homegirls while they're drinking and getting a little loose. The same shit she uplifts and brags about and want to talk about. When she on the Breakfast Club, she totally against it. Or she try to stick up for certain shit. And now the Breakfast Club is at a high level now. They one of the most talked about shows, hip hop shows in the United States or around the fucking YouTube. And now I think that their bag has got bigger. They're put in a situation where they have to think a certain kind of way or say certain things to cover themselves, to keep that check rolling. If I had my eyes closed and didn't know shit about the Breakfast Club as I watched it, I would think they're a bunch of white liberals. Which goes back to tell y'all that I say this all the time. Black people, we are naturally conservative. The way we think and the way we look at things, or how we act about shit, I should say, is a conservative mind. We let the Democrats, who've been feeding us crumbs for over the last 40, 50 years, psych us up to believe one way and make them seem like we need help and depend on them. Democrats ain't nothing but a handout. Nobody ain't gonna never know how to move on because they're getting too many handouts. Who wants to be on Section 8 forever? Who wants to have government assistance? Who wants to have, that makes you so content, as long as they're crushed there, you don't want to move forward. And that's what Angela Stanton was trying to make her point about what Trump is doing and how black people need to stop looking out for handouts. I'm a convicted felon, man, and I'm one of those convicted felons that come home and say, I'm not going to say I can't get a job because I'm a convicted felon. Or I say, I can't move to a certain spot because I'm a convicted felon. Or I can't do this or can't do that because of my, No. They make you feel that way because knowledge is power. When you have information, you have enough. Information is more than $1 to me. You can have $1 million, but if you don't have information, you'll be broke in a month. Trust me. CUTTACATION. And this is the CUTTACATION-THE Kickback Podcast Show. I want you to hit that subscribe button first. Hit the bell. You can like, dislike, whatever you want. Also comment to give me your take on what I'm stating today. I want all the smoke. It helps me out. It gives me feedback on a lot of things. But the Breakfast Club, I feel like they're out of their league when they start having politicians on their show. I hate every time I log on Breakfast Club or YouTube and I see they interviewing a politician or somebody that's an activist. I mean, if it's not Tamika or my son, he's an artist, but he's an activist too, those people got something to say. But he need to have somebody on there that can contest your opinion. Angela Stanton, they invited her on there and thought she was going to be on some sucker shit. She came with her facts in hand. Black and white from the horse's mouth. Every time they said something to her and tried to challenge her fucking, her mind state about something, she had an answer for them. Intellectual answer. Spoke eloquently. This is a lady who was in prison, man, and went through all this stuff right here. She's running for Congress. And she had something for everything that they said they brought to her. And every time Angela Yee tried to talk, they didn't let her talk because they know she was finna say some stupid shit. Because they all hypocrites. They stand for one thing, but on another platform they go against what they stand for on other platforms that they standing on. I don't like that. I want the old dark-skinned Charlemagne back that gave it up and said what it really. I like when he clown white people, of course. I like when he do his shit like that, to call people out on their bullshit. But you need to do everybody like that. Angela Yee, stop trying to, sometimes it's best for you don't even talk. Sit there and make them feel like you're a fool and don't say nothing, but gain knowledge while you listen. Charlemagne and DJ Envy, they kept cutting you off every time Angela was, or you had something to say to Angela Stanton. They cut you off because they didn't think what you was. That look on your face let me know that you was emotionally debating with this lady. You were in your feelings trying to debate with this lady, and it was down the line, like 40 minutes into the show, y'all realized this lady knows what she's talking about, and she has more research, insight than y'all do. And y'all bringing a knife to a gunfight. That wasn't cool. A couple of days later, I watched her on Tommy Sotomayor. I had to watch this show. Shout out to Tummy Satamore because he raised $6,000 for her on his Cash App PayPal thing. He gave it all to her for her campaign. She was on there. She had a chance to shine a little bit more on his show, and it was easier to understand what she was trying to make out to us as listeners because she didn't have nobody intervening and trying to contest what she was saying. She was letting out the information right there. And it made sense to me. It made sense to me. So, Tommy Satamore, he recognized her just like I recognized her. And he had to have her on the show. And he did a good deed by, hey, everything that's going to get sent to me, I'm giving it to her because this lady knows we need somebody like her. We don't need Candace Owens. She's smart. She talk good. We don't need her, though, because she downplays the black community. This is the same girl that was in high school was harassed by some white guys, and now all she has to do is downplay black men. She downplayed George Floyd to the fucking fullest. We weren't trying to make him like a hero, Candace. We just felt like it was bad for high. It could have been anyone. It didn't have to be George Floyd. It could have been William Wallace, whoever. The same actions that are taking place right now by these protesters and what's going on in the streets right now, that would have occurred too, no matter what they've been through. What you did research about George Floyd and found out every bad thing that you can say about this guy and expose it to the world when that doesn't have nothing to do with him getting killed by the police. It's like a preacher reading a eulogy at a funeral, and the preacher, all he's gonna do is say stuff bad about the people in front of the person that's dead in front of his family, instead of focusing on the outcome of the whole situation. But my whole thought about the Breakfast Club is that Angela Stanton, she came over there, and that's a new person. I'm gonna start following her. I'm gonna watch her on everything she's on. She made her point very clear on Tommy Satamore's show, and that's when I really just learned. I got more out of her listening to her talk on that than I did on the Breakfast Club, because all they did was kept on trying to cut her off, overtalk her, or contest everything she did. CUTTACATION-THE Kickback podcast show. Now that I'm kind of like linked into Angela Stanton, everything that she's ever appeared on, everything that she ever had appeared on, every talk show or every platform that she appeared on is starting to pop up in my YouTube feed. I happened to see that she was on Roland Martin's show, or whatever his name, 4 months ago. And that's before people didn't know who she was until she went on the Breakfast Club, because she showed her ass off on there. It got leaked out quickly. Now, she did a show with Roland Martin 4 months ago. We didn't get that. Not like it's popping up now, but she went on Roland Martin's show, and she did the same thing that she did on the Breakfast Club and how she did the Tommy Satamore show. And the Tommy Satamore show, he had her on the show because he's like me. He respect what she said, and he's with her on what she's doing, and he didn't try to contest what she was saying. But 4 months ago, she was on the Roland Martin show, which I had a lot of. I'm not gonna say I love watching him or love listening to him or I had any kind of respect for him, but I did acknowledge the fact that for a while I thought he was for the black people, and he was another person that would speak up for us with a bigger platform. And then all of a sudden that situation has changed in my mind now, because the way he tried to handle Angela, he contested everything she said. He overtalked her. He cut her off. He was very emotional with his debating. He was in his feelings. I didn't like the fact that he asked her a question, and once she started answering, he cuts her off. And then when he started talking with his long-winded ass, and she tried to intervene with whoever he was, or object what he was saying, he gets real loud. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Or Angela. He kept on just cutting her out, trying to shut her down, and she was coming with facts the whole time. He was coming with emotions. And I just watched that episode today, and that made me change my mind how I feel about Roland. And it's goes to show me that when they say the truth hurts people, that's not a lie. That I would not take that shit for granted, man. That's when you stating facts about something versus somebody's opinion, which is really emotions and passion, they're gonna get mad. I watch Roland character change from the time that I've been seeing him on other shows or whatever he does on TV. And when he was faced with a black woman that's intelligent and knows what she's talking about, but she's not going against the black community. Everything she was saying was trying to uplift the black community, as far as making it better, creating jobs. We shouldn't we shouldn't expect a handout. We shouldn't depend on government assistance because that's what the Democrats want you to do. They want you to have a crutch. They want you to depend on them. Because once you have an independent mind and start creating for your own path and for your own household or family or community, then that's when you're a problem. You're a menace to society, or you intimidate people with your knowledge then because you got the playbook now. They want you to feel like you don't have to read the playbook. Let us call it a play, and this is what you need to, how you need to react on it. And as long as you getting government assistance, you cool with that. Too many black people are content with how they living right now. I don't want to have to depend on nobody. I don't want to have to. There are times in my life when I didn't have enough money for certain shit, or I'm kind of low on money. And I asked somebody for about $20, $25. It's not a biggie because I can go without it. It's just to be a little parachute to help me get to, for a couple of days about some shit. I'm never gonna ever ask somebody for $100 or $200, especially somebody who watched me fuck up my money or how I abuse my finances. I'm not gonna ask nobody who watched me do that like it's cool. So what? You're gonna pay me back. But that's how the black community is. As long as they got help, man, the moral of the story, man, is as long as people feel like they got some help or a crutch, they're gonna abuse it. He's gonna let me hold up $100, so let me fuck out. If I go broke and fuck my money off, he's gonna let me borrow some money if I go broke. So I don't care if I fall off, I'm good. Fucked up mentality to have. I don't want that mentality. I don't think like that. It takes for you to start saying no to motherfuckers for them to start saying yes to themselves. I'm going to say it again. It takes for you to start saying no to people for them to start saying yes to themselves. Because they're going to humble down and be more disciplined once they find out that they have to depend and rely on themselves. Nobody's not going to help them out. And Angela Stanton made that clear that black America has that problem. Not all of us, that we so used to having somebody to help us out and be a crutch to us, it makes us don't want to proceed to the next level. And she went on that show on Roland Martin. She did Roland Martin the same way she did the Breakfast Club. He just talked louder and cut her off. Even when he was cutting her off, she was still talking, and I still was able to hear her message through his talking. Because they say one thing, when somebody gets loud, once you get loud and emotional with people, they stop listening. You're showing a weak mentality, and your words that coming out of your mouth are not even relevant no more because you talking with discussion of this disgusting shit. You gotta learn how to control your temper, man, your actions and attitude, and it makes people listen to you and reply to you respectfully and accordingly. And Angela Stanton, I've been recognizing her all week. I've been putting a lot of people on to her, and I feel like more women need to know about this lady and pay attention to her and watch her because it's too many people, man, doing monkey see, monkey do. I'm not there was a time that I was voting Democrat or voting for Democrat because my household or there were black people did. There came a time in my life that I had to realize I'm not Democrat or Republican. This is how I think about things, so it kind of put me in the middle. I have a lot of conservative ways, and I have some liberal ways. And I have more conservative ways than liberal. There are things that I accept and I go by on the conservative side than I do on the liberal side. But now, since Obama kind of freed the right, everybody's more outspoken now. It's like the gays and lesbians or LGBT, whatever they call them, LGBTQ. I don't know. It's like they gained more rights than black people who've been fighting for civil rights, man, for 40, 50 years, and they only been fighting for civil rights for like a couple of years or months, and they get more respect and love and privilege than we do. And now they walk around more flamboyant, more disrespectful, more like they in more control when they out now. They do some stuff that's not acceptable in the public, that if we were to do it, it'd be called sexual harassment. And that's what I hate sometimes. You have a gay guy who will rub on a girl's ass, kiss on and do stuff in front of you because they gay. They know they can get away with it. Now, a straight guy, heterosexual guy does that, it's going to be some type of harassment file. I don't like the advantages being taken on that because that's not cool. Like Angela Stanton was saying, we don't care about you being gay or lesbian, but you don't have the right to make the choice as a minor to say what you want to be or do what you want to do, especially when you're in your parents' household. It's just like you can't buy cigarettes till you're 18. You can't buy alcohol till you're 21. You can't go in casinos till you're 21. How are you going to let somebody make the decision on their gender or how they, whatever their sexual preference is at a young age? You can't do that. It's like now, I grew up on Smurfs and Tom and Jerry and all that. We didn't have gay characters. Now they putting gay characters in cartoons. It's kind of like they're molding our kids to think that's the way to be. And it goes back to when I say black people, we are naturally conservative. We are naturally conservative because there was a time in the black community that we didn't accept that type of shit. Gays and lesbians were scared to let out that they was gays and lesbians because they knew how the household would feel or how their friends and neighborhood would feel. Now that they have got freed, they are having, there's more people that take place, it's more people that intervenes with the gay pride parades than they will with the Martin Luther King parade or Juneteenth. Those same black gays or lesbians that go to the gay pride parade, you would not see them on Juneteenth, or you would not see them at the Martin Luther King parade, and you would not see them on Black History Month parades. You won't. That's how they divided themselves from us. Right now, America is being separated and it's been divided. Right now, the United States is being divided and coming together at the same time. What do I mean by that? The people that were silent and wasn't sure how they should feel about what Kaepernick was kneeling about or whatever the case may be, but they understood it, but they didn't understand it at the time. They now have bridged the gap, and now you see them out there protesting with us or with the younger crowd or whatever. You see black, white, Puerto Ricans, all them out there. Asians protesting against this thing for justice. That's bringing us together. That's bridging the gap. Now you have the people which were the older rich white men or rich white people that very, very conservative. They don't care about Black Lives Matter because they look at it only one way. They don't understand when we say Black Lives Matter. We know all lives matter, but when it comes to black people getting killed, you don't reply back or have the same sympathy toward it. And yes, we know black people kill black people every day, but black people, we should start contesting that shit too. Like we do this shit when a police kill one of us or one of them kill one of us. We should have the same energy. But we know that there are a race of people that never gonna connect with the black culture. You got Asians, yeah. You got Asians. They think they better than black people, and they come over here. They look at you funny. You got Africans from Africa. They think they better than black Americans, and I'm black American. I'm not African American. I didn't come from Africa. I don't speak African. I don't know nothing about Africa. Never been to Africa. I was born in the United States. I'm a black American. Matter of fact, I'm Haitian descent. I'm Haitian American if there's anything. I'm not gonna. They don't like us. You got some Mexicans. They say the N-word just like we do, but you guys, half of them motherfuckers don't like black people. They think they better than us too. But that goes to show that I'm saying, I'm giving a big up to the fact that I'm looking at those videos of protesters, and they how that came together. It brought a lot of people together that won't come together on other situations. But this George Floyd situation brought a lot of people together. But also, you're starting to see the leftovers that's not together. Now it's very visual. It's very visible on who you can see that's racist or against you, or prejudiced toward a certain culture. Don't get me wrong. There's some black people I know that's prejudiced toward other cultures as well. Because if a white woman walk in the room or a household full of black people, it's going to be some black people turn their nose up. Now, I'm going to divide this. If a white guy walks into a party or whatever, you're going to hear black guys under their breath like, what the fuck this white guy doing here for? Who the hell this dude is? Police? That's how we think. Black women, they going to reply back. Black women will reply back. Ooh, white boy in the house. Ooh, yeah, give me some money. True story. I've seen it happen plenty of times. Don't contest this shit. If you do, fuck you. Now, let's do it this way. A white woman walks into a household, a little kickback party of a bunch of black people, or majority black people. The response you can get off of that from men, black men. Ooh, snow bunny. Okay, give me a snow bunny. And it'd be a guy that tell you he don't like white women or he don't fuck with white women, but he have an opportunity to fuck with a white woman. He fuck that shit. You black man talking about you don't fuck with white women. If a white woman come to you, man, and trying to get with you, gonna get with her, man. If you're not, you on that bozo shit. You stupid. You stupid. Your fetish and your fucking lust for fucking pussy is at a high level right now. There's no way you're gonna turn down some pussy, whether it's black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian. You're not gonna do it. You're lying. Now, that same white woman walk into a household with a bunch of black people. Just how the black women gonna reply or respond to the white lady walking into that facility. Oh shit, fucking snow bunny. Here you go. I guess he gonna come here and try to take some of our black men. Does it matter? Why everybody's heart can't be fucking have a variety pack? Why my heart can't be like a bag of Skittles and have all the flavors in them, as long as they taste good? Why it can't be like that? I'm not fixing to put a shortstop or limit my heart on who I should love and like just because of color or religion. I tell people all the time, I'm not gonna let your religion or your political party separate our friendship, because as friends, we're not gonna always agree with everything. I can't be your yes man. I don't want you being my yes man. We're gonna have differences, and this is what the world is made of, differences. You can't get mad at somebody because they don't like how you feel about something. That's why they call opinions, man. I tell people all the time, I can't argue with a fact and I can't be mad at an opinion, because it's an opinion. And you're not fixing to change my opinion, and I'm not gonna try to change your opinion unless I'm coming with a fact. Now, if there's no facts behind whatever we thinking or talking about, then guess what? It's just two opinions colliding with each other, and you can't control that. Okay, you feel this way, I feel that way. Let's move on. So, there's gonna be some changes made. This 2020 is a motherfucking year, man. Those numbers together, you put 20 and 20 together, man, you get some funny shit. And I hope as America and as the world period, I hope we learn of all these crises that have been taking place this year so far with all the deaths, the police brutality, the COVID-19. Now they saying we have a 5,000-mile sandstorm coming over here. We're gonna see what the output on that, but that's just another way to keep us in the house or abide and be compliant to what they're saying. And like I said, I keep saying this: the news and media platforms make human beings cooperate better than the law itself. Because all it takes is for one of them or one of those platforms to bring out some news about something, and we're going to react with weakness. The police or the law itself, we can test that shit. CNN, Fox News, all these other media platforms, they should be the law. Because whatever they say, people cooperate. They comply to all that shit. They go make sure they be compliant to everything. And I'm gonna leave out something, man. I'm gonna go right here, man. On the last, I'm not gonna hold y'all no longer no more because the last part of the show is that the nitty gritty part is in Shreveport this past weekend. They was protesting about taking the statues down, and y'all know there's been a big deal about. There's been another distraction. They taking all these statues down now that represent They represent slavery. They take it down. Oh, my bad, y'all. Don't mind me. All these platforms, all these statues that represent some form of slavery, they're taking them down, and now people are starting to react off of them because that statue represents something they stand for and believe in through their family history. And of course, they're gonna contest it. And now you got people downtown in front of courthouses, like this one incident in Shreveport that took place. They trying to take a statue down in downtown Shreveport on Texas Street. And I watched somebody go live with it. And you got the white people with their rebel flags standing outside with AR-15s, shotguns, all type of shit, contesting these black women about taking the statue down. And they was disrespecting these black women. About 30 minutes later, you seen every hood nigga, every hood from Shreveport come down there. What they say, they right to bear arms. They had their guns. They came with the same energy that they came with. And the police was siding with the white people with the Confederate flags. And guess what? They had a sniper on top of the building, waiting on somebody to counter whatever was gonna happen. It was waiting. That's real sad. That's been the news, not breaking news worldwide, but from where I'm from and what I've been, my radius of what I've been gathering, that's the last episode that I seen that kind of like, I can't believe this shit. You got people you went to school with, grew up with. You find out how they really feel about black people. And the Confederate flag, they can sit there and try to break it down to you what it really means, all they want, man, just like that American flag. But what it has been presented as a form of racism, and it's how black people take it. Some people are just being knowledgeable about the situation because they didn't read books back then before Google and smartphones came up. So they're a little bit more educated than they were before, so they react differently. So I gotta say shout out to Shreveport for standing up how they did yesterday over this weekend with the protests and how they was intelligent about it and wasn't acting wild like animals, speaking up for what they believe. And that's how you're supposed to protest. And if they're gonna bring their guns, we're gonna bring our guns. And there probably was some guys out there that they wasn't licensed carriers, but guess what? The fact that y'all you ain't gonna ask them or they licensed carrier, you're not gonna ask us either. If you're not gonna ask them or they licensed carrier, don't come over here and ask me. I'm just glad they came up and stepped up to their force, man, the people, man, that was trying to, oppress them. And that's the show, man. CUTTACATION-THE Kickback podcast show, like I said. Hit that subscribe button, hit the comments, share with your friends or whatever. And I'm going to go down to the last part of the show, which is the SCRAMBITCH Award. And of course, yes, it's always a SCRAMBITCH Award because that's what I do at the end of the show. And my SCRAMBITCH Award goes out once again, I'm gonna say to all the people that are being silent about the situation, scram bitch to y'all people, scram to the hypocritical people about stuff that take place in the world, that you kind of like two-face it. Definitely scram to some people, man. They be so kind of slick with their posts and comments on Facebook. Like they're quick to try to point out what the black people or protesters are doing wrong, but you would never hear them say anything bad about what caused the situation. They are quickly to speak up about what's the repercussions, but they never gonna speak up about what caused that situation. Scram to all you motherfuckers, man. Y'all make me sick. I don't like y'all typing them long ass paragraph comments or posts because I'm not gonna read them. You want to get your point across to me, man? We can talk face to face or shoot me a video to make me hear you clearer, and that way I can understand the narrative a lot better. Scram bitch to all you motherfuckers. And like I always say at the end of the show, scram bitch. In other words, go fuck yourself. I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball.